a brand new edition of Kick-Ons where a man down the future Hall of Fame has been rested because he was poor last week in Kane Corns. Kate McCarthy and also Josh Jenkins can absolutely shine today. Welcome.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Obviously, we don't have one of our panel members has been managed. We all know his perception on management, but it's great to be here.
Yeah, he'll be getting some feedback when he's here next week. We won't shoot him down when he's not here to defend himself, but there'll be some feedback coming for him.
Is he resting on his laurels because of his great radio ratings?
Well, you say managed, I say soft dropped.
Oh.
But anyhow, he is pretty happy with his radio stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just a query on, I know the numbers came out during the week.
Yeah.
And just a query on who's sort of, there's two different sort of shows within one.
Hello.
As to who's carrying who. I think Kane thinks it's sort of Monday and Friday. That might be carrying Tuesday to Thursday, but I don't necessarily see it the same way.
Talking about questions that need to be... Why have you been so aggressive lately on the social media platform?
But only every third word. Why is only every third word aggressive?
On the social platform of X. Have a listen and check this out.
One of my favourite things in life is watching Josh Jenkins tweet. So I'm going to read them out exactly how they're written. Bradley Hill, the 33rd example of why halfback is where you want to play in your next life. Taunting, free kick, I'm okay with that. Players will learn real quick. If Jason the Hornet ever puts a whole season together, then look out, folks.
That was good work.
Oh, I love that guy.
Only problem with that guy, he doesn't follow me. The big button there that says follow, just hit it. Hit it.
So, why do you do that?
Not sure. I don't know. Let's not try and figure something out that doesn't need figuring out.
Okay, over and under.
No, Richo.
Oh.
Over and under.
Sorry.
They're in capitals.
My mistake.
Yes, they are.
And JJ.
Yes, they are. Just an extension.
You've extended your lead.
Yes. So
4 over Kano.
You're off to the Com Games.
Yes.
If this was the marathon, which I know might not be happening at the Com Games.
Correct.
Story for another day. Am I on the breakaway?
Yeah.
Am I safe or can I be run down?
I reckon you're at the 35k mark and you're $1.04, but you're not $1.01.
Okay.
Because K-Mac's got the ability to swoop late.
No, she doesn't. Let's
She's
be
got
honest.
a great turn of foot late. She will accelerate. Friday night, let's get into the footy. Friday night, this will be a cracker, Swans versus Crows.
Can't wait for it. Now, believe it or not, last year this game was a 90-point margin in favour of the Crows. That won't be happening here.
Won't happen.
But the second half, or the last quarter in particular, from Sydney last week, that did not look like a team that is on its way to, say, premiership success. They were absolutely obliterated in that second half and in particular in that last quarter, Kate.
Yeah, the pressure from Freo, I guess, that was across the board really all game. They had high pressure and when they had to go, it's interesting, Sydney's game plan is basically almost like we have to go in every situation. It's the way that they use the ball from quarter 1 to quarter 4. But when they really did need to go, it's almost like they thought they needed to go to a different game style. But their game style that they always play would have stacked up. So it was interesting. I think the big positive for me out of last week was Charlie Curnow's ability to hit the scoreboard in a big game of football. We all know the narrative.
Yep.
Richo, you know it all too well from his finals series when he was playing for Carlton. Just seemed to float in and out of games. But last week he was really good, on from the first bounce, kicked a number of goals. So that's a huge tick for me with Sydney looking at finals. I still think they are
Make
a
grand
good
final at $3.
Yeah. When you play that game, that 1v2, and you still sort of... I didn't think they got much on their terms, really. Freo's poor kicking, which we'll get to soon, kept them in the game. But, yeah, Sydney's still the question mark for me in this competition of the contenders.
I agree. Yeah. They need to win this game. I think they really badly need to finish top 2 so they get the home qualifying final. They feel like a team who... probably 4 goals better at the SCG. So that's why this game is massive. But it's also massive for Adelaide because they can potentially, with a win here, sneak into the bottom half of the top 4 and give themselves a double chance.
I think that they're starting to emerge. I think they might have got their timing right. The one guy that they need to fire is the thrill seeker. We need to get... Where's Big Riley at?
Well, the numbers surprised me a little bit because watching him, you think he's been on Space Jam. The Monstars have stolen his abilities. But the number drop off is there, but it's not. It's mainly the goal kicking. So a goal a game less, that's a big difference.
That's his job, isn't it?
25 goals on the season. So it's just the one-on-ones. You look at him and you think, okay, big fella, you're in a great spot here. You've got back position, the ball's getting kicked to your advantage, and he doesn't actually even mark the ball or even make a great contest. They're the little things. His feet aren't moving, clearly physically, and I would suggest he's had less of a pre-season than we've been led on, because he just looks like a player that hasn't been able to get going this year.
Yeah, this one's created, I think, a little bit of a difficult position for Adelaide and their match committee and working out who they want to play, because Fogarty's clearly ahead of the other two that are down there, and then you've got Tex Walker and Thilthorpe, and currently the man that just took that mark is probably playing better footy or having more impact on a game of footy than Riley Thilthorpe. And so what do they do come finals? Do they keep the three talls, which, as our man that's not here loves to say, it doesn't work, and it doesn't work in big games. So for me, it's a real head scratcher, because right now, with what I've seen this season, if I had to make a difficult decision, it would be Fogarty and Tex Walker in the team over Thilthorpe.
Wow.
And that might be silly to say, because Thilthorpe's upside is so much, I feel like, advanced than the other two, but he's just not putting it together this season. So I like that they've persisted with him to try and find the best from him, but they still haven't been able to.
Draw your own conclusions. Kane's not here and Tex kicks 5.
Wow.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Who'd have thought?
Now, this is a topic that I'm uncomfortable with, because I absolutely love Murphy Reid, and someone wants to tag him. Please don't tag him.
No, well, the reality is someone's got to try it. Someone's got to find out whether he can deal with this, because he continues to be... I thought he was the one who sort of not kept Fremantle in the game against Sydney last week, but he was the one who was still driving them, still getting it done between the arcs.
He's so clean, isn't he?
It's not really a consideration in this game. His line's 24.5 against Port. I probably would prefer you can roll it back and take him for 23 and a goal and get a better price than over 24.5. But at some stage, you need to ask him the question, because I think he's more important to Fremantle than most of us think he is. You look at Bolton, you look at Sarong, you look at Brayshaw, he's the one.
I think he's the most important player for Fremantle in the role that he plays, his delivery inside forward 50. But I have a very wild Murphy Reid theory that the rest of the competition has now sort of settled on, and this is not founded by anything except for me making this up purely. I think there's almost a handshake agreement, or this unspoken agreement, that no one's going to tag Murphy Reid till finals, especially in those teams that are in sort of the top 6, because he's a second-year player. He's never been tagged before. Why would you give him 4 to 6 weeks to work out how to break a tag when you could go over to Freo and you tag him in that first game? He then may only have 2 more games to work out how to play a tag. So he's not had the experience. Why? And there's this talk about Chris Scott. I think Chris Scott would have sent O'Sheen Mullen to him straight away, but Chris Scott was burnt last year when they tagged Hugh McCluggage in the first final, and then they overcame it and came up with a plan, the Lions, against him in that grand final. And I think that is why, now that no one has sort of gotten to this point and tagged him, I think that's why no one has.
Who is the best tagger in the
Well,
league?
that theory was effective on Josh
theory.
Weddle in the prelim last year when Mark O'Connor went to him and did
call.
the job, and Weddle didn't know what hit him first time tag. I think the best tagger in the competition, now recency bias, absolutely, because he wasn't tagging 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. Ed Allen of Collingwood. Have a look at that for a hit list. Isaac Keaney kept to 9. No one has had more than 22 disposals. We're talking about some of the greats of the competition. Noah Anderson, Zach Butters, Cozzy Pickett. He is doing a magnificent job, and Collingwood play Carlton this week. We'll get to it a bit later, but he might be eyeing off your skipper.
Oh, really? Big P Cripps. Well, good luck for him trying to muscle Cripper, who'll just ragdoll him away. What about Fremantle? They're poor kicking against the really...
You're on your high horse here.
I know.
Spot.
Against the really big teams.
Difficult shot.
Will it cost them?
50 metres out.
Will it cost them? They've had so many set shots. I'm worried about Amos, Tracy and Voss getting so close to the man on the mark.
Far too close,
Thank
Richo,
you.
as you like to say. I think in this game, I wasn't super worried about it because they dominated so many other stats. So they kicked 11 behinds for the first half, then went on and kicked 100 points in the second half to get their total up there. But I think for me, when they're playing a team, so when they don't have the game on their terms, right, like they did in the first half and ultimately the second half against Sydney, when there's sort of, they're fighting really hard against a team in finals to get the ball inside the forward half and then they start missing, that's obviously going to be far more costly to them. A team like, say, a Hawthorn or a Brisbane, if you're only getting limited opportunities and you're not making the most of them, what if they make adjustments at half-time and you don't get as much ball inside your forward half? I think there is a potential for it to cost them against teams that can maybe wrestle back a bit of momentum. In the 2 games that they've done it the most, though, Geelong and Sydney, they've completely owned the game and just let themselves down with the last kick. So it could be something that does become a little bit of a blip in finals if teams are able to get things back on their terms.
I hope I'm wrong because I'm chips in with Freo, but 0-11 at halftime is
Just quickly, would you take, now I've heard this during the week, I think it's one of the silliest things you can do. Fremantle or the field?
Oh, you take the field because I'm already set at Fremantle.
Self-interest. Freo or the field?
I'd be taking the field at this point.
Last year, the same conversation, Collingwood or the field. Collingwood fell into the finals. The year before, Sydney or the field. Sydney got to a grand final, admittedly, but beat. I mean, so much. Fremantle at the moment, their profile's amazing. They look amazing. They're by far and away the best performed team in the competition.
MCG's different.
There is a long way to go. 6 regular season games, then a final series, then they've got to get there on the big day on an away, maybe an away grand final and do the job.
Right. Can I ask you, I mean, Fremantle playing Port Adelaide. What does Port Adelaide do for the rest of the season?
Well, good news on Georgiades. Sounds like he might be staying now, might be re-signing.
Wow, that's huge.
You pack it up and you pack it in if he and Butters leave. Butters not going to be there, probably played his last game for Port Adelaide. No Jason Horne-Francis. I think Ollie Wines might be able to be a throwback this week, might be a betting proposition if you play some game time, but I mean, leave me out of Port.
Yeah, I think all 3 are massive losses, but for me, missing Jason Horne-Francis. So when Georgiades went down in the first half, I was like, okay, how are they going to score goals? Because we know how targeted he is inside forward 50, but it actually opened up other opportunities, and Horne-Francis sat forward and looked really good in their forward line, but they looked for other options. They're so Georgiades focused for a reason because he's a great key forward, but now without Horne-Francis and Butters, I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Port Adelaide, and they're playing Freo to compound it, which, I mean, I'm not a genius sitting here telling you that, but it's going to be a very tough task.
Way too much love for Port for mine this year. Now, you know, I used to play for the Crows, I get it. But, I mean, are they the best 6 and 10 team of all time? The best what? 6 and 10.
Who's ever said that?
People are talking about how well they defend and how great Josh Carr's been this year.
No, you got to stop.
You are what your record says you are. Leave me out of it.
I want you to lean into this, though. I want to get the crystal ball out. You can rub the top of my head. Crystal ball. Let's talk finals. Let me firstly start with Gold Coast because their coach said this.
We look at last year, they were, one of the best midfields in the competition, and this year we're well off it. It's my job to sit there and find out why. Sort of thing. I've failed at that at the moment, so got to figure out. And end of the day, we've got 6 weeks. This year's effectively gone. What we've got to do is forge our way forward about what we want ourselves to look like for next year. From my point of view, so the challenge is firmly set there for the playing group. Who do we want to be?
Who do we want to be? So he's put it on the agenda. Let's talk futures.
Yeah, and I think Sam Collins came out this week and said that he definitely got that wrong, that he was very emotional post-game and that he apologised to the group for saying that and probably wasn't what he intended to come out. But I think it was weird for me to sit there and watch that when they're 1 game out of wild card and at round 4 we all thought they were, a lot of people
Can they play final? Do you think they'll play final?
I don't think they will. I think they could. But I think this weekend could be a big game for them in the sense that they've almost got nothing to lose now.
Huge game.
Yeah, and I think they're going to come out firing. I think Dim is going to have them wound up after a pretty difficult week, I would say, at the club, which most have been in the last 6.
Now, the game, they are the greatest example in terms of their midfield. The game is not played on paper, it's played on grass.
Oh,
and their names, do you like that?
I like
that. Their names on paper, incredible. Brownlow medals, Best and Fairest, Norm Smith medals. But for whatever reason, and everyone's got their own different view on it, it just doesn't work. I was having a look at their numbers through the midfield. Bottom 4 everywhere. You think, okay, maybe they're a team that play less stoppages. Differentials. Bottom 4 everywhere. Their midfield mix is just an absolute shambles. They know it. They can't rectify it. I think part of the problem is you think to yourself, well, we need some guys who can put some pressure on. Okay, well, where do you put Matt Rowell? Where else can he play? Where else can Noah Anderson play? So you're sometimes hamstrung by the fact that these guys can't play anywhere else.
And good players will sort it.
So they either get it done or when are they going to sort it out?
Well, they're going to start to sort it out.
Well,
Next year, according to Dimmer.
Next
It'd
year.
be a good idea to start this
Next
weekend
year.
against the Dogs. I like them. $1.80 though, head-to-head. I like them in that game.
Okay, game not played on paper. Thank you,
Played
Grasshopper.
on grass.
So wise. Can we have a look at some futures? Melbourne, top 4, top 6. Where do
A
you
good
see them?
chance for top 4 now, with the way that their
$8 looks
profile's
good.
standing up. $8. I did take them, I think, in May to make the top 6 at
Oh,
$4.50,
hello.
which is
Can you
looking
wobble your head while you're doing
quite
that?
nice. Yes, it is looking good.
I was
isn't it?
going to. She's learning. I was going to pump her up because she told me before the show about that. Feed bet got in early. I like that. I'd have some. I'd consider that top 4. They can sneak into 4th position.
Okay, what about the Cats?
Yeah.
Gee.
Well,
20.
that's not happening.
Obviously, we're sitting here
Premiership
before Thursday night footy when we record
Yeah.
it. Just a little secret for the
Yeah.
viewers.
Gee.
So, the result of the game.
The curtain away.
The result of the game that just happened might be important.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, no Cameron, a lot of players down on form. Hard to see them winning a premiership.
What about the timing of Brisbane? Are you smelling what they're cooking?
Yes, well, I'm pretty sure I sat here and said they won't win until they need to. And that's exactly what they've done this year. And people saying that, they're not up to it, they're not this, they're not that. They don't win until they need to win.
Right.
And now that they need to, they have flipped the switch. They've been able to get up for games. Even this game, I was a little bit worried about that they'd just sort of cruise in by 20 to 30 points. And if they did, so be it. But they put the foot down and they have done well. And I think the man that you are about to speak about is a big key to that, Jack.
Yeah, they are just absolutely electric. Got so much time for this team. And look at big slamming Sam. Look at that. Unbelievable. And he might be they talked about him at Essendon as a spirit animal. If there's ever some motivation issues, from here on out, there probably won't be. I mean, he hasn't got a flag. There's other players in that team who haven't got a flag. So, yeah, you boys have got 2. I ain't got any. So let's do this. They are... I would, if they were playing Fremantle this weekend in the grand final, I'd be tipping Brisbane.
Now, Back It or Bin It is back, which I say is awesome because it was binned.
Yeah, we did bin it for a bit.
Back It or Bin It, we're in your hands.
All right, let's have a look at some of the really nice matchups that we have this week. And I think you want to get on Willem Dersma.
Yes.
He has come back from that calf and is now playing a lot more in the centre. 62% centre bounces on the weekend, and I think he has another good game. Luke Jackson disposals. I love the matchup against Port. In the last 5 weeks, they are the 17th team in the competition, so the second worst for giving up disposals against the ruck. Let's come back to Melbourne goals in a minute. Let's go across to bin. Zach Merritt, Darcy Parish, I have no idea what you're doing. Don't back them. Get them in the bin. You cannot predict where they're going to play. And Scott Pendlebury is in there because it is very hard to get a read on how much game time he's going to play and what position he is going to play. But Van Rooyen and Melbourne goals, this is what I want to talk about here. Their ability to change their entire game style. No wonder Jacob Van Rooyen is kicking more goals than he's kicked in his entire career in a season this year. Because look at this, he's getting a genuine one-on-one. We've seen the change at Carlton with their ball movement. They want to play attacking, fast football, and that's exactly what Melbourne are doing. It's why their output is so high this season. It's why Jacob Van Rooyen's output is so high as well. So I think they come up against North Melbourne. Again, if they play quick football against North Melbourne, they're not going to be able to stop them.
On.
We saw North play a bit of a different game style, a bit more attacking last week. So I think that also opens up the door for both Van Rooyen and Melbourne total goals over. I think the line's, 14.5 at the moment. I'd be taking that $2.
Yeah, I like the
Don't
sound of
mind it.
that.
We're going to rip through this because we've spent too much time talking about all of our correct opinions.
Sure.
Who am I? Let's start off with the aerial 1v1 contest winners. This is from an offensive perspective.
Something you were
So start
awesome at.
thinking about the guys who might be able to win these one-on-one contests. You've got to have played 10 or more games this season. Start throwing out some
Now,
guesses. There you go.
Lockie
Nick Larkey,
Schultz-
bang. Look at that. Come on, some guesses.
Lockie
We're on.
Schultz was actually one that I know there's the number one target for Collingwood
Good
going
Lord.
forward.
No, Lockie Schultz is not in there. The thrill seeker, you guys
Is there more?
both
Is there?
boo-hooed him. Look at Archer May.
Archer May.
Oh, forget about him because he
For a
hasn't played for a
game.
Where's the
while.
Freo players?
Charlie
mate? They're
Curnow, the
dominating.
Carlton fans
Yeah.
say he can't play, and the number one player for the most.
Oh.
But look at Curnow's percentage versus Tracy's.
Yeah.
Wins
Well, that's
at
interesting.
twice the rate. He's just not involved as many. And this is the stoppers.
Billy
So the
Frampton.
defenders that lose the fewest amount of 1v1s. Ben Miller,
Harry Dean.
Harry Dean, not in there.
Is Frampton in?
Billy Frampton was just down the list, which surprised me. Cal Wilkie always gets the job done
Right.
for the Sainers. Connor O'Sullivan, the young superstar of the Cats, I think
Who's
he'll
the
be
number one?
of their next captains.
Wow.
Have a look at that.
No way.
The
Get out.
unsung heroes.
That is
Numbers
brilliant.
are numbers, Jace.
Ball
Mind you,
A's.
you have been in the lab, getting up early and doing the work.
I'm like some.
Hope you're enjoying Kick-Ons. Over and Under is a competition we absolutely love playing. We've identified 4 big players. Carlton Collingwood, Saturday night, MCG, close to 100,000 people are there. And Patrick Cripps, the line is 25.5. What say you?
I think over, but I'm a little bit worried that JJ thinks Ed Allen's going to him. I think Ed Allen goes to Sam Walsh.
Yeah.
I think Patrick Cripps goes over.
Ed Allen's a good, probably better athletic matchup for Walsh, but if I'm Collingwood, I want to get the job done on Cripps. I'm taking him on by tagging him, and I'll go under.
Kane's given me the keys to his car, and he's always
I hope he's completely stitched him up.
Sabotage.
He's always Mr. Negative, so I'm going over. I'll go positive. Jagger Smith, I'm going over as well. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go under on Jagger. Big number, play the number.
I'm also going to go under for Jagger.
Oh, okay. Well, Nick Dacos is 33.5. Talking about big number. I'm Kane Corns. I'm saying I'm going to go over because I'm Mr. Positive.
Already has 32 at three-quarter time, and I'm buggered. But I'll play the number because it's what we do, under.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else has burnt me more on the number than Nick Dacos, and that's only because of his own success, but I am going to go under on this one.
Oh, wow. Well, what about his brother Josh? I'm Kane Corns. I'm Mr. Positive. I'm going over 26.5.
Yeah, same. I'm without a lot of confidence, but he's been 27.2 across the season, so I'll give him a go here.
Yeah, this one was the hardest one for me, but I think I've settled on the unders. Let's hope they don't leave him as free as North did last week.
Oh, okay. Well, let's put a little bow on it. Let's put in, I've done all the calculations.
Juicy.
Look at you at $11.50, fancy pants.
None of us have landed one of these 4 from 4 for a while. I'm putting the pressure on us. We've got to get it
I don't
done.
think I've ever landed a four before.
Don't mention the
Too much honesty.
I like the way you said that. Who's your Khan?
Ken Hinkley, Khan Kenny. I mean, fair income.
What's going on?
I mean, some of the stuff, I know there's a lot that gets done. Khan Kenny, you need a bit of luck at the end of the day. Brisbane could have won or lost any of the last 3 grand finals. Well, combined margin of victory, 107 in the last 2.
And if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Wow.
On that
have
note,
we still kept our
break.
M rating? You're watching Kick-Ons? Let's finish in style with Kick-Ons. I'm going to start with a roughie. I've just watching the form build of Eric Hipwood. They'll have an absolute fill up against West Coast
Not
Eagles.
even sure they'll pick him, but geez, you're due.
Mate, I got one at the start of the year, so now I'm playing in
I've
the
got
positives.
one for you, Richo.
Oh.
I've found a roughie for myself. Sorry to hijack the segment. Lockie Bramble,
please do.
25 plus, $6.50.
Ooh.
No Dale, no Butterick, no Caulfield. The only man that I think can play the roll-off halfback and get the kick-ins is Lockie Bramble, so I'm getting ahead of the algorithm here.
Oh, I might change my roughie to have that. What about our weekend multi? Come on, team.
Now, we are in profit for this.
Yes.
I went with Errol Goulden to do the job against Adelaide.
I've gone Melbourne total goals over that 14.5. I think they kick more than that.
And Carlton Collingwood's always close. I'm taking Carlton at the line.
Where's Kanesley?
Kane said I
He's
couldn't be
fully
bothered getting
tapped
involved.
out.
Managed,
He's
didn't
dropped the
even attend
mic.
the team meeting. He's done.
He's disappeared. You two have been absolutely brilliant. Let's do it
Agreed.
all again next
You've
week.
been good too, Richo.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for watching Kick-Ons. See you next week.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.